We're gonna do some good morning movements that are gonna be active, so it's gonna get our body moving. And let's go ahead and start in our child's pose position, as always. So knees nice and wide, big toes touching, tops of the feet on the floor. And then sitting your butt onto your heels first, walking your hands all the way out, forehead to the ground, and breathe. In and out through your nose. Good, and as always, this is a really good time to check in on the body. So how are your ankles, your knees, your hips, your low back, your shoulders? Just check in with yourself. Pressing into whatever feels good, so moving your body in this position anyway that feels natural. You can come up onto your fingertips. You can press your elbows into the ground. You can move your spine, your hips from one side to the other. Good. And when you're ready, go ahead, coming up into a tabletop position, bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And go ahead, make some circles in your ankles, waking them up a little bit. Maybe flex and point. Good. From here, tuck your toes under, send your hips up into a downward dog. Pressing one heel down to the ground and the other, stretching out your calves, your hamstrings. Letting your head completely relax in between your arms. Your hands are shoulder width apart, your feet are hip width. And breathe here. Good. Beautiful. Try to go as slow as possible. We're gonna take tiny little steps, one toe in front of the other, to walk our feet in between our hands. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to, but just those tiny, tiny, tiny steps until we're ending in a forward fold in front of the mat. So small bend of your knees always. Grab each elbow, let your head hang here, and just imagine you're a rag doll. Breathing. Letting yourself become heavy. Good. Feeling the pull in the backside of the legs. Beautiful. From here, bend into these knees more as you slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. At the top, inhale, swoop your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, grab each elbow, grabbing each elbow overhead and letting yourself lean to one side. Getting that nice side body stretch. Good, and when you're ready, go ahead, lean to the other side, taking your time, breathing, only leaning as much as your body likes. So if your body doesn't like the angle, back it up a little bit. And go ahead, slowly release all the way back to center. Take your hands all the way up overhead like you're shooting a gun. So you're interlacing a couple fingers right here. Press up towards the ceiling, arms by your ears. And go ahead, small bend your knees, hinge, pause in a tabletop position or in a flat back position. So our body is like a capital letter L. And then continue to fold all the way down. Good, inhale, hands on your shins, flat back. Exhale, place your hands down to the ground, step your left foot back into a lunge. Good, and this is the first time we're in a lunge position, so as always, taking a second here, letting that hip open up, close your eyes. You can take whatever movement feels good, so you can drop your knee, you can shake side to side. You can press into your back heel. Bring your hips up a little bit, engage. Beautiful. And let's go ahead from here. We're just gonna pivot on this right foot into a side lunge Skandasana. So put the weight into your right heel as you pivot into a side lunge, pressing into that lunge. And from here, we just wanna put your elbow onto your thigh and kind of help it open up. And breathe. Good. And go ahead, switch to Skandasana on the left side. Same thing, elbow into the thigh, pressing into it, opening up your hips in a different way. And breathe. Good, go ahead to return to Skandasana on the right, and then windmill your hands over to frame that foot. Good, we're just gonna immediately do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna step that back foot forward, fold. Beautiful, and when you're ready, place your fingertips on the ground, step your right foot back into a lunge this time. And just like last time, it's our first lunge on this side, so close your eyes. Breathe in and out through the nose. Taking whatever movements you did on the other side that feels good. Good. And then same thing from here, pivot on that left heel, Skandasana on the left side, putting your elbow into your thigh, pressing your legs away. And then when you're ready, pressing up and over Skandasana on the right. Good. And go ahead, pressing back to the left side, immediately windmilling your hands over that left foot, coming back into a lunge position. And then from here, press the ground away, coming back into a downward dog.